Faster My, good evening and welcome to the Manx Radio Folk Show with me, John Barker, playing you some of the best folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and all around the world. I'm recording this show ahead of time because I'm away at the Shrewsbury Folk Festival. I'll be travelling back from the festival on the Manannan whilst you're listening to this, hopefully. So I thought I'd put together a playlist of some of the people I'm hoping to see at the festival. Let's start with Elephant Sessions. This is Loft Crofter. So that was Elephant Sessions. Hailing from the Highlands of Scotland, the band formed in 2012 and comprised Ewan Smiley on fiddle, Alistair Taylor on mandolin, Seth Tinsley on bass synth, and Greg Barry on drums and samples, and their music combines the very best of trad, funk, electronica, and resulting in a new, exciting sound. I think we can agree on that. Also from Scotland, Blue Rose Code is Edinburgh-born songwriter Ross Wilson, and this from his album 10 Years Grace is Sandaig. That's one of the places on my shortlist for kayaking trips.
Rolling o'er the sea, chopping in a flow and it's covetous and evergreen. We tagged our boat to Inveree, we sailed ashore. You cut the engine on the boat to hear the Highlands breathe. We're listening to Vita Lynn, and away for home we head when the heavens burst. Can you hear them call? Can you hear the clarion from Kilmacombe to Fort William? Do you hear the call at a whistle while you go? Do you hear that roar of freedom all along the west coast? Ranging in a rover off the road, and the wheat ears and the swallows follow on, and the slipstream on. I hear the cuckoo just beyond the hill, I hear his call. He's here a month and then he's gone, and I held it in my hand. The dainty buttercup, I hold it up beneath your chin, darling, like a shock off Harris sand. The yellow burst like a sunrise for us, can you hear them call? Can you hear the clarion from Aracy to Torridon? Do you hear the call at a whistle while you go? Do you hear that cry for social justice all along the west coast? And I can feel so lonely in a room that's full of all my friends. You bring me back to Sandaig with a house as full of laughter, and the Shanachie stories never end. Can you hear them call? You hear the clarion from Applecross to Barracrow? Do you hear the call? Will you whistle while you go? Can you hear them call? Can you hear the clarion from Ullapool and Doontarum? Can you hear them call? Will you whistle while you go? And if you listen, if you listen, if you listen, oh, if you listen, 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 ooh, if you listen, if you listen, if you listen, yeah, if you listen, 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 you can hear that cry for self-determination up and down the west coast. Oh, do you hear the call? Yeah.
Blue Rose Code with Sandaig. Like all the artists tonight, he's performing at the Shrewsbury Folk Festival. Let's stay on the west coast of Scotland with the Jura wedding reels from the Great Capercaillie. Next, Katie Spencer, raised in the East Yorkshire flatlands on the fringes of Hull, her landscape has always been that of the skies and widening rivers, and her album is titled The Edge of the Land appropriately. This is the title track.
Fisherman's pride and head-scarred wives make for inspiring lives for the city's children at the edge of the land. Sensations, the tide spins round and around once more. Departures, new arrivals, cultured weeds at the memories of people past, ideas flown and nets cast, reaching out for what the future holds. Grab it tight and don't let go. At the edge of the land. Fires of yesterday still burn bright and can't be washed away by the salt tide that ebbs and sways, shapes our land into what we see today. The edge of the land.
Lovely stuff there from Katie Spencer. Now, I had hoped maybe Bellowhead would appear at Shrewsbury Folk Festival this year, but in their absence we have Spires and Bowden, two of the founding members of that wonderful band. From their 2021 album Fallow Ground, this is Butter, Cheese and All.
Oh, now you've called on me to sing, I'll see what I can do. And when that I have finished it, I'll call on one of you. Oh, now you've called on me to sing, I'll see what I can do. But when that I have finished it, I'll call on one of you. I'll call on one of you. I went to courting, and I'll tell you the reason why. It jolly old cook, because my wants she did supply. She fed me on the best roast beef and plenty of mince pies. And when that I was hungry, my wants she did supply. My wants she did supply. One evening I went to call on her, and she asked me in for tea. She said the master and mistress is out, we'll have a jolly spree. So I went into the parlour, my own true love to please. And into one pocket she rammed some butter, and into the other some cheese. And into the other some cheese. Over and I could eat no more. Oh Lord, what my surprise when a knock come to the door. So I looked about for a place to hide, but that I did not know. So it's up the chimney I did creep, as black as any old crow, as black as any old crow. But the fire being rather warm, it began to scorch my knees. Likewise to melt my butter, likewise to toast my cheese. And every drop dripped into the fire, a dreadful blaze was there. And the master swore in his poor old heart that the devil himself was there. That the devil himself was there. So it's up onto the roof he climbed for to drive old Harry out. He began to pour cold water down, which put me to arouse. So as down the chimney I did creep, and into the street I did crawl. And I was forced to ramble as fast as they could with me butter and cheese and all. With me butter and cheese and all.
So Spies and Bowden aren't the only members of Bellowhead appearing at Shrewsbury Folk Festival this year. Sam Sweeney is appearing as part of Leveret, alongside the wonderful Andy Cutting and Rob Harbron. From their new album Forms, this is Blacksmiths Morris and Queen's March. Gigspanner Big Band have grown out of Peter Knight's Gigspanner. Originally a three-piece with Peter Knight on violin, he who used to be in Steel Eye Span, Roger Flack on guitar, and Sasha Trochet on drums and percussion. They were joined by Edgelarks, Hannah Martin and Philip Henry, and the band's since become even bigger with the addition of John Spires. This lineup has released one album, Natural Invention, in 2019. It's a great album. From it, this is Old Brand with Hannah Martin on vocals.
Seven brethren, and bring your sister down, for it never shall be said that a steward's son had taken her out of town. He mounted on the milk-white steed, and she rode the dapple grey. And so they rode away. They had not gone but a mile or two, till he looked back again and saw her father and seven brothers come riding o'er the plain. Oh, set you down, Eleanor, he cried, and hold the steed by rein, till I play a word with you, dear father, and all of your seven brethren. Fair Eleanor, she sat still and never changed a word until she saw her seven brothers all wallowing in their blood. Oh, hold your hand, William, she cried. Oh, hold your hand for sure, for love runs free in every vein. But father, I'll have no more if you are not pleased. At this he said, I'll wish you far away. No, I'm due east, oh, I'm due west. I'll go along with you. He rolled them up to his mother's gate, and loudly he did ring, saying, oh, dear mother, asleep or awake, arise and let me in, and sister, sister, make my bed. My wounds are awful sore. Oh, dear mother, bind my head. For me you will bind no more. It was 3 hours before the day the cock began to crow from every wound that he'd received. His blood began to flow. Sweet William, he died
I'll definitely be there for the Gigspanner Big Band set. Now, of course, I always try to play some Manx music on the show, but it's a bit tricky this week because I'm only playing artists that are appearing at this year's Shrewsbury Folk Festival. The nearest I can get is Talisk, who are a Scottish folk band composed of Moshen Amini, Benedict Morris and Graham Armstrong. And of course, Moshen plays in Emar alongside Tom Callister and Adam Rhodes. That's the best I can do, folks. This is from their album Dawn, and this is Storm. That was the always excellent Talix. That's going to be a storming set, I'm sure, when they play at Shrewsbury. One of the headline artists is Billy Bragg. I've always loved Billy Bragg's stuff. Lots of people think he only does political stuff, but the majority of his songs are love songs and relationship songs, such as this one, Brickbat, from his album William Bloke.
I ought to leave enough hot water for your morning bath, but I'd not thought. I hate to hear you talk that way, but I can't bring myself to say I'm sorry. The past is always knocking incessant, trying to break through into the present. We have to work to keep it out, and I won't be the first to shout it's over. I used to want to plant bombs at the last night of the prom. Now you'll find me with the baby in the bathroom, with that big shell listening for the sound of the sea. I steal a kiss from you in the supermarket. I walk you down the aisle, you fill my basket, and through it all the stick I take is worth it for the love we made. I used to want to plant bombs at the last night of the proms, but now you'll find me with the baby in the bathroom, with that big shell listening for the sound of the sea. The baby and me. I stayed in bed, alone, uncertain. Then I met you. You drew the curtains. The sun came up, the trees began to sing, and light shone in on everything I love you. The sun came up, the trees began to sing, and light shone in on everything I love you.
Now, a band I've never seen are called the Bar Steward Sons of Val Dunican. As you might have gathered from that name, they're not entirely serious. They're a comedy, folk and parody band from Barnsley in South Yorkshire, formed in 2006, and claimed to be the hardest working comedy band in the UK, having played over 1,200 shows throughout the UK. They have independently released 11 studio albums containing 125 parodies, presenting themselves as the long-lost children of Irish entertainer Val Dunican, and claiming to be on a mission to keep their late, great spiritual father's legacy alive. The various members of the band have adopted the singer's surname for their shows and wear brightly coloured, hand-knitted tank tops in tribute to Dunican's traditional knitwear. Well, I think I'll have to go and see them. There's quite a lot of tracks I can't actually play for you on the radio. You may guess why. But this one is called The Place of Spades.
All around my hat I will wear the green willow, and all around my hat for a 12-month and a day. And if anyone should ask me the reason why I'm wearing it, it's my chuffing business, it's my chuffing hat.
I really like to grow me out of debt.
Well, make of that what you will. Now, the band Topette are a fantastic dance band, and this is a track called Pot Nouveau de la Flame. Was the excellent Topette, featuring amazing bass playing from Barnaby Stradlin and melodeon from Andy Cutting, alongside many other great musicians. Also appearing is Joachim Kuder, a musician who leads a double life. He's a celebrated percussionist who's worked with a number of respected roots and world music artists, including his father, Ry Kuder, of course, while he also records as a headliner, where his primary instrument is the electric mbira, a variation on the traditional African thumb piano. 2020's Over That Road I'm Bound was a collection of fresh interpretations of songs made famous by the pioneering Appalachian banjo picker Uncle Dave Macon. From that album, this is When Reuben Comes to Town.
Whenever he come to town, where the only fault of Reuben was he would let his socks roll down. Now I'll tell you all about
Well, as I said, hopefully, if you're listening to this, I'll be arriving back on the Manannan just about now, having had a great time at Shrewsbury Folk Festival. All the music I've played tonight is from artists that are playing there this year. Back to normal next week, though hopefully I'll have lots of new music for you to listen to that I've picked up at the festival. Sessions happening around the island this week. O'Donnell's on Wednesday, the Mitre on Friday, Laxey Sailing Club on Sunday afternoon. Also, I see Clash Vor are playing at the Athol Room at the Centenary Centre on Friday, and I think they're also playing in Black Dog Oven on Sunday. I'm going to play one more Billy Bragg song for you tonight, Waiting for the Great Leap Forwards from Workers' Playtime in 1988. See you next week.
It may have been Camelot for Jack and Jacqueline, but on the Che Guevara highway filling up with gasoline. Fidel Castro's brother spies a rich lady who's crying over luxury's disappointment, so he walks over and he's trying to sympathise with her, but he thinks that he should warn her that the third world is just around the corner. In the Soviet Union, a scientist is blinded by the resumption of nuclear testing, and he is reminded that Dr. Robert Oppenheimer's optimism fell at the first hurdle. In the cheese pavilion, and the only noise I hear is the sound of someone stacking chairs and mopping up spilled beer, and someone asking questions and basking in the light of the 15 fame-filled minutes of the fanzine writer. Mixing pop and politics, he asks me what the use is. I offer him embarrassment and my usual excuses, while looking down the corridor out to where the van is waiting. I'm looking for the great leap forward. Jumble sales are organised and pamphlets have been posted. Even after closing time there's still parties to be hosted. You can be active with the activists, or sleeping with the sleepers while you're waiting for the great leap forwards. One leap forwards, 2 leaps back. Will politics get me the sack? Waiting for the great leap forwards. Well, here comes the future and you can't run from it. If you've got a blacklist, I want to be on it. Waiting for the great leap forwards. Oh, it's a mighty long way down rock and roll, from top of the pops to drawing a thou, and you're waiting for the great leap forwards. If no one out there understands, start your own revolution and cut out the middleman. For the great